Hi guys, so in this video we will look at another way of knowing or claims testers. We will look at logic, but before we look at logic, let's remind ourselves about the statement of inquiry for this unit of work. Beliefs about creation shape our identities, which can change over time. Logic is one of the 5 claims testers or ways of knowing that we are going to use in this unit of work. Remember, there are 4 other claims testers. There are 4 other videos that deal with each of these claims testers. So in this video, we're going to look at logic. Probably this claims tester is the hardest to understand, but if you show that you understand it, it will give you access to the higher grades. So logic is where we take lots of pieces of information, like a puzzle, and we try to put these separate pieces of information together to answer a difficult question. In this unit, we thought about the creation of the universe, which is a difficult question. Most children from a very young age will start to consider this question. As a very young child, you would have had limited bits and pieces of a puzzle. Yet, you try to put these different pieces of the puzzle together to try and come up with the answer to the question how the universe was created. Sometimes these bits and pieces of the puzzle do not fit together very well. You'll often see very young children trying to do puzzles, but don't understand that the bits fit together. So they will take 2 pieces of the puzzle and try to bash them together to make them fit. As a young child, you kind of do this with your different ideas. What it does mean when thinking about difficult and important questions like the creation of the universe, you can come up with some, well, pretty interesting stories. But because you've come up with that story, you would get very angry if somebody disagrees with you or tell you that you're stupid. To you, you have put the pieces of your puzzle together and come up with a logical answer. As you grow older, of course, you will start to have more pieces of the puzzle. So then you will start to put these puzzle pieces together. Your puzzle, or your logical answer to the question, starts to change and develop over time. Perhaps you went to a religious school. Perhaps you saw something on the TV. Perhaps you had a discussion with your parents. Or you heard a scientist talk about something on YouTube. As you grow older, your puzzle becomes larger and larger. So your view on the creation of the universe could change over time. Normally, round about the age of 8, 9, or 10, you start absorbing more and more information. And you start absorbing this information independently by reading for yourself. At this stage, your logic starts to go into overdrive. There are lots and lots of different bits and pieces of the puzzle that you start putting together. So that by the time of age 8 or 9, your view on the creation of the universe has probably started to develop. At the age of 11 or 12, your brain is starting to mature. This means you are able to think about things in a much more complex way. Plus, with your life experiences, you will have more bits and pieces of the puzzle. So again, your logical understanding of how the universe was created will change as you get older. 11 or 12 is a key moment in your development, because it's at this stage you really start to develop independent thoughts. I'm sure your parents will be aware of this, even at your age as a Year 7 student. You will start thinking for yourself and start questioning things. Much to the distraction of your parents, this is a normal part of growing up and a normal part of being a teenager. Likewise, as a teenager, your logic and understanding and view on the creation of the universe might change over time. So, for this section, where you talk about how your view on the creation of the universe has changed or not changed over time, you can talk about logic. This will give you access to the higher grades, because you are able to talk about logic. It also relates very clearly to our statement of inquiry, because your view on the creation of the universe may have changed over time. So now, as a Year 7 student, you might think back to what you thought was how the universe was created when you were 5. Suddenly, that unicorn that created the universe by pooing rainbows seems completely and utterly ridiculous. It seems illogical. Just think if you could go in a time machine and to speak to yourself as a 5-year-old, what do you think? Well, probably you'll get very irritated with your future self. To you as a 5-year-old, the unicorn theory seems perfectly logical. To you as a Year 7 student, you can see this is probably illogical, and you probably don't believe in that anymore. Some people will talk about enlightenment, seeing the light, seeing an appropriate detail and a logical way to answer the question. Seeing the light could be seen in a religious sense. You've come to understand your family's religion and choose to follow that religious view. You might see the light of science, understand the Big Bang Theory. To you, the Big Bang Theory might be logical. Either way, you can see this as enlightenment, seeing the light. So now, as you grow up, you are very likely to change your views and opinions on big questions like the creation of the universe. This is because as you grow older, you have more bits and pieces to make your logical puzzle. You are on an exciting journey. Undoubtedly, your views will change on the creation of the universe. Or maybe they won't. Nevertheless, your views on big, ultimate questions will change as you become older. They will change with your life experiences, and they will change with the bits and pieces of puzzle that you are able to put together to make a logical argument. So let's end this video thinking about the statement of inquiry. Beliefs about creation shape our identities, which can change over time. Hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember, this section on logic will give you access to the higher grades for this magazine article. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.